of honey and banana. Like, can we come up with some new shade names? Like,
I don't know if it's because I'm
hey my girlies, what's up? Welcome or welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all doing well. Today I'm going to be going through the best setting powders that I feel like you guys need. Honestly, I feel like setting powders are the make and break of your makeup routine. If you don't have a good setting powder, what are you doing? Like, I'm gonna go through a majority of my setting powder collection, give kind of rapid reviews, and then end with my absolute favorites and the best setting powders I think are out on the market right now that I have tried. I am basically a bit of a powder snob. I feel like it's just best to spend a little extra money to make sure you have a powder that works, because there's nothing worse than doing all your glam, going through all your hard work, all your blending, putting on powder, and then your makeup not lasting, it's creasing, it's just looking ashy. Like, it's the worst. So let's just get into it. I don't even know where to start. Let's start off with face powder, since I don't really have that many, and I just feel like let's quickly just go through them. I feel like people sleep on face powders. Like, please, as a girl, as a girly girl who does makeup, every girl needs a face powder, especially when it comes to going outside. Like, you've done your glam, now you're heading out the door, you just need to have a face powder in your bag just for little touch-ups throughout the day. It just comes in such handy, and usually they have mirrors, so that's great. But let's get into them. So first thing I want to talk about is like an OG that I have had in my collection for a while. I probably need a new one, but this is an absolute classic. So this is the MAC MSF Mineralized Skin Finish Powder in Dark Deep. Everyone has probably had this at some point. One thing about this powder is so soft, you can barely like almost feel it. You almost feel like nothing's going on in the skin, the way it feels so soft and so like blurring. But it's really nice to finish off the makeup and just tie everything together. It's not gonna add a whole bunch of like pigment or anything. It's just a nice finishing powder. It doesn't adjust the makeup that you have on your face. It kind of just ties everything together and kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like a soft feel. I really do like this. I don't reach for it as much because I feel like it's an oldie, but it's always a goodie and it's great. It does what it needs to do. And MAC is just that girl. Like, one thing about MAC products, I just feel like they're reliable. She will always be in my collection. I think it's about time I purchase a new one really soon, but still a really great powder. I would consider this a face powder just because of the shade. So this is the Say Beauty Air Set Translucent Powder, and I have this in the shade Translucent Deep. This is not a favorite of mine. I just feel like the shade is quite ashy. I feel like as far as shade ranges with this powder, yeah, I need to do better. With this, I feel like it's a little bit grey. Now, I have worn it before and it is wearable, but as far as like me like continuing to like wear it or incorporate into my routine, I just don't find myself gravitating towards it, just because the tone, it kind of reads a little bit grey. I don't know, it's super soft. Like, I can barely feel it on my finger, even though like I'm literally dipping into it and like literally so fine. But I just find that it just feels like, do you see how it's just gone into my skin? But I just feel like the shade for me, I don't know, it just throws me off. And it's okay, but it's not something I would like rave on about, you know. So that's that. Then these are powders that I do definitely use. This one, I don't know if you guys can see, is cracked on the side. It's well used, well loved, and has been all around with me, because this is the powder that goes in my bag or my purse whenever I go out. So this is the Fenty Beauty, what's this called, Pro Filter Soft Matte Powder Foundation, and I have the shade 450. Now, this does say powder foundation. For me, I just use it as a face powder. It's not that heavy to the point where I feel like I'm adding cake and on makeup. I feel like it's just right. So this is what she looks like. Please ignore the state of mine, okay? She's like, girl, it's a lot going on. But it does have a nice mirror, and then you flip it up, and it did come with like a sponge, but I can't find mine. But a really nice compact, and I feel like it's great that you have a mirror. And then it also has like this little part here, which can also kind of be used as a mirror. So double mirrors, we love that, Miss Fenty. Now the shade 450, when I first got this, I was like, are they sure? Are they sure? Because this looks kind of light. But I did test this out. I think I even did a review a while ago with this powder foundation, and it did match my skin, and it did settle in really nicely. So the shade is not an issue. Just looking at it, it does look kind of light. I usually use this powder around my mouth, on my jawline, on my forehead, and then I bring it out with me throughout the night if I feel like I need to do any touch-up. Well, I don't really need to, but I feel like around my mouth, a lot of the times I like to do my lip combos throughout the night or throughout the day even. I will always go over with this around the mouth and then go in with my lip combo just to kind of refresh the area, especially after like going out, eating, drinking, stuff like that. but this is like my girl. She stick beside me for real. It definitely adds, but it's sparing. Like, it's not heavy, you know, and it doesn't feel heavy either. It's very, very light. So yeah, this is definitely one of my go-to powders, like for on the go. However, using it by itself, I'm not a big fan of. I have more normal to dry skin as of, do you know what, as of lately I've been feeling like I'm getting a little oily these days. I don't know, it's because I'm getting older, I don't know, but usually I'm normal to dry. And I just feel like this by itself, I don't like it. I feel like wearing powder as foundation is so like old school. I just can't get with it. I'm a liquid foundation girly, so yeah. But I love this for on the go. This is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Powder Filter Pressed Powder. That's such a long word. In Rich Warm. Love this. Kind of, I wear it in a similar ways as I wear this. I just don't take this on the go with me, basically. It has a slight, like, small little, what do you call them, like freckles, little like bits of glitter in there, very tiny. You can hardly see it. I'm sure does it have a mirror? I'm sure it does. Hold on, hold up, wait a second. Yeah, it has a mirror and a powder puff, so I could use this on the go, but I just feel like the packaging isn't as sturdy as this. Like, I have dropped this and she's still in good condition, she's fine. Whereas this one, I feel like it's more prone to break. So that's the only difference with these two. I use them for the same reason. But let's get into the main part of the video, which is the under eye setting powders, which we're all here for, you know. Let's start off with Miss Fenty. Girl, guys, does this even say Fenty anymore? Like, she's literally not even on there anymore. Barely. But this is the Fenty Beauty powder. This is the Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder, and I have this in the shade Honey. This powder, one thing I love about it is the tone. I absolutely love the shade. I remember there was a time where I was wearing a lot of light, like yellow type powders, and I got so sick of like that yellow undertone. It looked good, but I just wanted something a little bit more neutral, a little bit more brown, on the brown side. And when this came out, I was so happy. I was like, yes. This is the Honey powder by Fenty, the instant setting powder. Such a pretty shade. It's very like neutral, but like on the brownish side. It's kind of hard to swatch powders because it's very different when you put it on the skin and like melts in, but this is such a pretty shade. I feel like it works well with more hydrating concealers because I generally feel like it's a little bit drying for me under the eyes. I have used it more with more hydrating concealers and it does look good, but I just feel like this powder, to me, it's not as long wearing as my other powders. I feel like it holds the makeup in, but it just gives more of a natural finish, like a more daytime kind of wear. This isn't something that I'd wear for like in the evening, any kind of event. I just feel like it doesn't, it just gives more of a natural finish, in my opinion. I don't think I would necessarily repurchase this powder if I'm being honest, and there's still so much left, and that should tell you because I've had this for a minute now. Let's get to some powders from more smaller businesses. These are two UK beauty brands. So the first one is the HMB Cosmetics Soft Focus Loose Powder. I have the shade 03 Banana. This setting powder looks so good, like so fab. I've worn this with the actual concealer because I bought them together as like a set because I wanted to try it out. So fabulous, so nice. This is pretty light, which is why I kind of avoid it. I think this is something I would use as an extra step if I want to like do extra bright under eye, because it's quite light. So this is the shade. It's very light, almost kind of comes off, like, I wouldn't say white, but it's very light. It's super finely milled. It literally locks the makeup in place. It's blurring. If you guys want to see me use this more, let me know because I'm definitely open to doing that. I also have this powder from Chem Beauty. This is in the shade Whipped, soft set setting powder in Whipped. Now this is also, I think, quite light. This was the powder I did have to blind buy just because there was no way for me to see. I had to just look at the e-com pictures that were on the website. I hope you guys can see the undertone is more brown. So it has like a brown and neutral undertone, but it's light and it's so nice. Like, I'm sorry, I feel like in the world of powders, especially for darker skin girls, it's like yellow powder or nothing. I love a more neutral yellow powder, if you get what I mean. So this was a nice little addition to my collection. This is how it looks. I guess all the swatches are gonna look light and yellow. It's really hard for me to show like actual shades because it's just gonna look like a yellow powder, like everything I swatch. I think I bought this and the HMB one like around the same time. Really nice, both finely milled, both really good. And for smaller independent businesses, I think they're doing amazing. And I think Chem and HMB have such good ranges across like all the cosmetics that they come out with, which is amazing. So yeah, another really good powder, very, very finely milled, and there was such a good shade range. It's just that I just didn't know what to pick, but I'm pretty happy with this too. Let's talk Charlotte Tilbury. please let me explain myself when it comes to the shade, because I don't know where I was or what I was thinking. But yeah, this is the Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in the shade 2. The shade is so light. Here she is. She's basically translucent. Guys, okay, so this is around the time where everyone was like, oh my gosh, you have to buy this, it's so blurry and it's so good. So I'm like, I wanna buy it. The shade range for Charlotte Tilbury is always questionable. I feel like the foundation, a Beautiful Skin foundation, was so good. I absolutely love that foundation. I'm wearing it today. I'm wearing the shade 16 Cool. So good. I love the range for that. But when it comes to like bronzers and stuff like that, it's very limited, and I really wish that she would actually just extend it, like just invest and extend it. Come on, girl. But around that time, everyone was raving about this, and I felt like there was 4 shades. The number 3 shade I feel like was not going to do anything for me. The number 1 was too light. Number 2 was light but workable. So that was my mindset. Okay guys, like I just wanted to try it out, and honestly there was no need to. Like the FOMO really had me by the neck, and like that's not like me. That is not like me, but girl, I got it anyway. So this is the shade 2. This is definitely blurring and definitely looks great under the eyes. How I'd wear this would, I'd set with like my normal setting powder, and then I would use a powder puff at the end and use a little bit and just like apply it. I'll even do some now just so like I can prove myself, because I don't want you guys to think I'm crazy. I just used to take a bit off and then like go like this, and it would literally blur. I mean, my under eyes are looking fab today. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference. Like, look how blurred, and like it kind of gave a little bit of a snatch vibe. Do you know what I mean? So that was the mindset behind this powder. I don't use it half as much. Like, I did not need to get a full size one. I could have got a little travel size. I just dealt with that. But I feel like the price difference between travel size and full size, I just went ahead and got the full one. But that was the logic behind buying this powder. Now, I don't wear it that much, but now I've put it on again, I'm like, the slight little snatch it gives is just cute. And yeah, that was the logic behind this one. I don't think it's necessary, but if you want a little extra, then go ahead. I love how it looks. It just gives that extra little brightness and snatch. I don't know, it's just it does something. Okay, I don't know what they put in it, but it's good. It's tea. I just wish, again, more shade ranges. I'm not going to keep talking about it because I feel like they know it's 2025. Okay, so this is like one of the only drugstore powders I have, and it's because I'm a powder snob. I just feel like investing in the high-end powders. I just feel like the quality, when it comes to certain products, I feel like you just can't beat the quality, and I think powder is one of them. Okay, so I'm a little powder snob, but this is the Makeup Revolution banana powder. This is actually pretty good. This is the only like drugstore under eye powder that I feel like I could trust. I have done a flashback test on this in the past, and it has passed that test, so pretty good. I feel like the smell is kind of strong. It's decent for what it does, but it's not something that I like reach for. I feel like it's also to do with the technique I use with this. I use a powder brush and I use a little at a time and just add until I'm happy. I don't bake, I don't go in with a lot and just like pack it on. I'm very light-handed, so that might also be why I'm able to get this as like a no flashback powder. But it's really good powder. It does hold my makeup when I need it to, but it's not one of like my faves that I will go and pick up on a day-to-day basis. But a good option if you're looking for a more affordable drugstore powder. This one is another Hall of Fame powder, kind of like the MAC MSF Dark Deep powder. This is the Laura Mercier translucent powder, except this is in the shade Translucent Honey. So good, still so good. They do have translucent, I think they have translucent deep and then translucent honey. I'm not sure if they came out with any more. The translucent, for me, as many people loved it, even darker skin girlies were loving the translucent. I just feel like a white powder is just a bit too far for me. Like, give me a little bit of an undertone. I need it. Okay, so this is the shade. I don't want it to fall. It is very much a light powder, just has a bit more of a honey neutral undertone. As much as I give this powder a break, whenever I use it, it's like I know why I bought it. It is so flawless. It, like, when I say this gives like an airbrush finish, like the under eyes just look so blurred, so smooth, gorgeous, like stunning. Actually, so good. I would definitely recommend this powder if you want like an airbrush, like sleek under eye, but the shade is quite light, so I would say use it with a light hand, or like the way I like to do it, I use a more like deeper powder to set, and then I use like this sparingly on top. I have used this by itself too, but that is just going to give you that bright under eye. So it really just depends the look you're going for. If you don't mind a bright under eye, go for it, but I like to kind of sometimes layer them, or if I just want that look, go for it. But this is a great powder, like so good. I feel like One Size came in and dropped some really great products. So this is the One Size Ultimate Setting Powder and it's in the shade Sweet Honey. Can we just talk about the packaging? I'm a sucker for anything pink and girly, and this is just so cute, and I feel like it's such good quality too. I believe this runs for about, oh, I didn't really go over the price points, but most of these are over the £20 range, probably around the £30 range. Of course, you guys know I always list the products anyway, but packaging so cute, and you do get a lot of powder in here. It has this really cute enclosure, like it closes and then the powder just comes up. I would say these are kind of like twins, like the Mercier and the One Size. They look like literally maybe half a shade different. They're pretty much like the same kind of color, so I guess honey makes sense. Definitely blurs the makeup, looks gorgeous under the eyes. It definitely will set your under eyes. I will trust her all night, you know, like, you know, when I said the Fenty Beauty felt like daytime glam to me, Mercier, One Size, they're powders that, like, if I want to go out all night, I can wear that and be comfortable. Gorgeous. I know they came out with deeper shades, so I'm interested to try a deeper shade of this and see how I would like it for a more like day-to-day powder. But this is gorgeous, and this is something like I'll gravitate towards when I want, you know, if I want to change up the powders. And I have my favorites, and then I kind of rotate this one, the Mercier, and then the one I'm about to show you guys, which was kind of a shock to me, but should I really be shocked? Should I really be shocked? That's the real tea. This one flew under the radar for me because I purchased it and I kind of just had it put up. This is the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfecting Setting Powder, and I got this in the shade medium 3. First of all, the whole Skin Fetish line by Pat McGrath, incredible. The foundation, I love. The concealer, love. The powder, love. She's coming out with setting spray. I think I might love that. We're gonna see when it comes out. This gives the most smooth airbrush finish under the eyes. Like when it says Sublime Skin Fetish, like, it's giving that. It's very much giving that. Like, it looks gorgeous under the eyes. It's very light, it's finely milled, and it's just, I can't even explain it. It's just so good. Apologies for the noise outside. I generally don't know what it is. I think it's a car, but let's just finish up the video. My only thing is the powder shade. Now I got it in the shade medium 3. Medium 2 just looked too similar to my other powders, like all the honeys and bananas I got up in here. It just looked too similar, and I was like, I want something a little bit more like toned down, or something not natural but just a little bit more toned down. So I ended up getting this shade, and as you guys can see, it's much more like golden. When I've used this under the eye, as gorgeous as it looks, I do have to be careful because sometimes if I apply too much, that golden undertone definitely shows through. I'm not mad at it because it does complement my skin tone, like, it isn't bad, but I like something a little bit more neutral under the eye. So that's my only thing with this powder. Other than that, gorgeous. Stunning, stunning, stunning. If you're not new here, you'll probably know what's coming. Okay, these two, mind you, it's one setting powder. I just bought in 2 shades because I enjoy it that much. Miss Huda girl, if it's one thing you did, is this Easy Bake powder. 10 out of 10. I just feel like if you don't like this powder, I'm really questioning you. Like, I really want to know the psychology. Like, you're gonna have to break it down in a 12-mark essay. What's up with this powder? For me, on my skin type, this is 10 out of 10. This holds my makeup down like no other, of course with a good setting spray, but Miss Huda girl, these powders are amazing. So these are the Huda Beauty Easy Bake powders. I have 2 shades. I have Kunafa and I have Banana Bread. So Kunafa is like my go-to powder for my under eyes. I've described so many different lighter powders in this video, and this one is like my perfect under eye shade. It's a golden powder, but it has a more neutral undertone, so when I set it under my under eyes don't look yellow and they don't look like too white. So it just looks perfect. It just blends in nicely with picture, with flash. It just looks gorgeous, so that's why this is my favorite. I just think the undertone really does it for me. I mean, that's how she looks. Maybe if I give you guys a close-up in the pan, that is what she looks like. 10 out of 10. I would always recommend this powder. And like I said, I have more normal to dry skin under the eyes, and it doesn't make my under eyes look dry. I can't rave about this more. Like, this is my favorite powder, okay? Like, I repurchase, like, yes. Also, I have the Banana Bread shade, which is much lighter. It's very neutral, and this is just something I will use to go on top. I'll just swatch it beside this one so you guys can see it's kind of pulling even white on my skin, but I use this as like an extra step if I want to brighten up under eye, just to brighten up my face under here, because sometimes I feel like when I go in with bronzer, I just need to add that little touch of brightness. I'm sorry, like, the girls aren't lying, it's that good. They do have these in a travel size, so if you want to like play about with the shades, go ahead and do that and just see what shade you will land on. So yeah, those are all my setting powders. If I really had to rank them in like 1 to 4 or 1 to 5. You guys already know. Huda Girl is coming on top. I feel like in no particular order, I feel like these 3. So my Pat McGrath powder and medium free, Laura Mercier and translucent honey, and the One Size powder and sweet honey. In no particular order, they're all coming with great powders all round. So yeah, those are all my setting powders in my collection and my absolute favorite setting powders for my skin tone and just in general as far as the wear. I feel like I've worn these enough, like through and through and through and through, that I can give a good grasp. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, like sometimes it's just better to invest in the powder, okay? I feel like everything else you can kind of probably play about with as far as like affordable high end, but when it comes to a powder, find you a good powder and then you're good to go. Like I think everything else you can play about with. Of course, I'm gonna list everything in the description box. If I miss out anything, let me know. Don't forget to give me a nice thumbs up and definitely subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I want to see more content, and I will see you guys in the next one.